Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to make a woman miss you. So if you are wanting to know how to make a woman miss you, then there is something very important that we need to get into first before we get into the whole how to make a woman miss you, the whole points that I want to make. So the first thing that I want to discuss with you is it depends on the woman, because there are some women who will have some feelings for you and it'll be easier to make them miss you. But also there are women that are just not interested in you at all, and no matter what you do, you will never make her miss you. Okay, so you have to take into consideration the context of your own personal situation here. Okay, so if this is a woman who has rejected you, tried to put you in friend zone, then it's very unlikely that you're going to make her miss you. Okay, she may miss what she got from you previously, because let's say she put you in friend zone, but before maybe you was messaging her a lot. She may miss you on that level. Okay, but she won't miss you in the way that you want her to. She won't miss you romantically and try to make the effort to be with you in a more romantic situation. Okay, so it's very important that you take into consideration what's going on here. So let's say, for example, though, it was a woman that you were dating, you went out on a few dates with, and then all of a sudden she started to back off and you're wondering how you can make her miss you. Then there's some hope there. There's some hope that you might be able to make that woman miss you, and reach out to you again and start showing more interest in you, simply because you know that she's had previous interest in you. Okay, because you went out on a few dates. She wouldn't have gone out on a date with you, basically, if she didn't have some interest in you. And it could be as well that maybe you're trying to make your girlfriend miss you more. Okay, let's say maybe you're in a long distance thing, or for whatever reason you're just not with your girlfriend every day, and you're figuring out, okay, so how can I make her miss me? How can I make my girlfriend or wife miss me? So let's get into the first thing that I want to talk about. So if you've sent a message to a woman and you haven't got a response from her, let's say she's ghosted you, left you on read, or she just hasn't opened the message yet. She knows she's got a message from you. Everyone's on their phones these days, so they know when they've got a message from you. Okay, so and more than likely as well, she probably knows how you feel about it. She knows that you're into her. So if that's the case, then the only thing left for you to do, because she knows how you feel about her, so you don't need to explain things, you don't need to tell her how much you like her, you don't have to do anything. Okay, in fact, you can be extremely lazy with this in order to get a woman to miss you, and that is you just disappear. You just do no contact. Okay, you've sent her a message, or maybe you left her a voicemail, you've been contacting her, she's not showing the same level of enthusiasm, or she's ghosted you, or she's left you on read, and she's taken a long time to respond. Basically, let's say she hasn't responded within 48 hours, then the best thing for you to do is to apply no contact and to not contact her again until she contacts you. So essentially what you're doing here is you're putting the ball in her court and you're just getting on with your life, and you're not putting any of your attention on her at all, until she reaches out to you and she throws the ball back into your court. Okay, so that's all you have to do. So you can be extremely lazy, because a lot of guys, and women as well, when they're in this situation, they think that when the person that they like is backing away from them, that they have to do something physically, or they have to say something to get that person to come back into their lives. They feel like there has to be like some action they can take. When in reality, the best thing to do is to disappear. Okay, because like I said, more than likely they know how you feel. They know that you're into them. Okay, so there's nothing left really for you to do. The ball is in their court. Okay, so disappear and respond to them if they message you. Okay, but they've got to initiate now. Okay, and that's how you'll know if it worked too, right? If they miss you, okay, they will reach out to you eventually, okay? And you've got to trust that. If there's some feelings there and they've still got that attraction for you, once they're like, haven't heard from so-and-so in a few days, what's up with that? I better reach out to them. I don't want to lose this connection, okay? And it makes sense, right? If you think about it from your point of view, you feel like you're losing them. You feel like you're losing her on some level, Okay, so you feel like you want to try and do something to fix that. Okay, so by you disappearing, you're going to ignite that same feeling inside of her rather than it being inside of you. Okay, even though it may be on some level, because if you really like her, it's going to be quite difficult to let go, and you feel like you may really want to do something. But that's the kind of feeling that you want to ignite in her, and that's the kind of feeling we need to ignite in her. Okay, and the only way you can do that is through your silence. So let's say generally then you want to make a woman miss you more. Let's say things might be going okay. Let's say you're dating a woman or you've got a girlfriend, and you kind of want her, you feel like maybe things are a bit stagnant. I kind of want her to be a little bit more into me. What can I do? Right? How can I make her miss me more and want to hang out with me even more and things like that? So the best way to do this, again, is to be extremely lazy, okay, and not do much. And what I mean by that is this point here, which is don't always be available. So don't always be available to chit chat on the phone. Don't always be available to reply to the messages. Don't always be available. Okay. One of the best teachings I've ever heard and seen on this sort of topic is what Corey Wayne says, and that is, use the phone for setting up dates. Don't use it to chit chat. Don't use it to talk. Don't use it to get to know each other. Get to know each other in person. Just use the phone and texting to arrange meetups, to arrange get-togethers in person, because that's how you can really get to know someone anyway. You can only really get to know someone in person. I guess the next best thing is like a video call, but the best way to get to know someone is person, so you can read each other's vibe, read each other's body language. And if you think about it, as human beings, we've been evolving for hundreds of thousands of years, okay? A long, long time. Okay, and things like texting, messaging, even letter writing has only been around for a very small fraction of that time. So small that the percentage is like 0 point something, okay, from looking at the time span of how long we've been around, okay? So the way that we've always got to know each other is in person, and that's just what we're used to. So it makes sense then to not try to get to know each other online. And another thing about when you're texting and things like that, it's a little less easier to do when you're on the phone or doing video call. But if you're just messaging, you can, they can easily craft a message to make it sound perfect, make them come across in the best possible light. Okay, where it's much more difficult to do that in person. So if you really want to get to know her, the best way to do that is in person. Okay, because then you can completely know who she is. And obviously you can do the same as well, and you can misrepresent yourself as well, and then she may come up to the date. Let's say you've only met online, she's never met you before. Let's say you've only been texting on a dating app, and she meets you, and then maybe she feels like you've totally misrepresented yourself, and she's not the guy that she really wants to be with. Okay, whereas if you meet in person and she gets to know you in person, then you know that she likes you for you, or at least it's more likely for her to like you for you, because you've met in person. She's seen you, she's been around you, she knows what your vibe is like, she knows, your personality. She can get to know your personality more, okay? And also as well, there can be a lot of miscommunication too, over texting, and messaging apps and things like that, because sometimes you can write a message, and let's say, for example, she likes to use loads and loads of emojis, and let's say you prefer not to use emojis, you just use perfect grammar. Yeah, she may feel like your messaging is cold, okay? And she may think, oh, he doesn't like me very much because he's not using emojis, or she just feels that way on some level, right? You may even say something sarcastically, and she may take it seriously. So things can get really construed and messed up if you're just texting each other, because she might not know what you mean, she might not know your intent, even though your intent may be just completely the opposite, and you're very loving, you're very kind, and everything, you're coming from that place. But because she read it the wrong way, and she didn't read it in the way that you intended it to, things got misconstrued, and as you can see, things can get messed up. Whereas when you're in person, it's much easier to see the other person's intentions and stuff. So do what Corey Wayne says, just use the phone for texting to arrange plans, making plans, okay, to meet up in person. And then you'll know that things won't get like that. Now, what if then a woman's like, well, I love texting. Why aren't you texting me? whatever, right? Let's say she's doing that. Well, let's say she's getting pissed off about it. Well, if she's getting pissed off about it, all you need to say is, I prefer to get to know someone in person. Okay? I don't really like texting that much. And a woman who's got her head screwed on right and is in a complete Fruit Loop won't mind that. Okay? You've explained why, and it's something that makes perfect sense. It's perfectly logical. Okay? And because you're arranging to meet up with her, it's not like you're ignoring her, because you've made a date. You're there to make a date. You're there when you're texting her. You're there to plan a date. So you're showing her that you want to see her. Okay, but if she's getting annoyed about it because let's say she's an obsessive texter or something like that, or she just wants to try and control the relationship or something, then you don't want to be involved with her anymore. Okay, so just explain to her that you only like to get to know someone in person, and that's why you don't text that much. And you can also say as well, if you want to add more to it to put even more sense to her, you can say, I think there can be a lot of miscommunication in texting and messaging, so I'd rather we get to know each other in person. Again, that would make perfect sense. And a woman who's, like I said, who's got her head screwed on right won't mind. Okay? So, don't always be available. You don't always have to be in her DMs. In fact, don't be in her DMs, because you won't make a woman miss you by being in her DMs. Because if you're in her DMs all the time and you're always talking to each other, then she can't miss you because you're always there. You're too familiar. Whereas if you're not always available, then it's much easier to make a woman miss you in terms of texting and stuff. So you can do that with women that you're dating. You can also do that with your wife and your girlfriend. If your wife texts you during the day or your girlfriend texts you during the day, yeah, sure, have a little tiny exchange. She might be like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day? You'll be like, yeah, my day's good, thanks. How was yours? She's like, yeah, it's going well. Like, great, and then you say, great, can't wait to see you tonight. Okay, then you're not always in each other's phone and always in the notifications, okay? Just say something along those lines. Or if it's a woman that you're dating, say, great, if you've got a date arranged and it's set in stone, if it's not, then arrange one, okay, make one. But if it's already set in stone and she reaches out to you, again, have that little exchange. Hey, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks. How are you? So yeah, I'm doing fine. You're like, great, I'm so glad that you're doing all right. I can't wait to see you on Saturday or whenever it is that you've arranged a date. I'll see you then. Okay, you can just keep it short like that. So, of course then, if you're not always going to be available, the best thing then to do is to create a busy, fulfilling life for yourself. So you're not always on your phone. So you're not tempted to always be in her DMs. So then you won't make her miss you. So if you want to make a woman miss you, the best thing for you to do in that regard, so you don't over message and over pursue, is to create a fulfilling, busy life for yourself. So it'd be great if you could have a job that you like, and if you don't like your current job, then obviously stay in that job until you find a better one, but be looking out for a better one that feels more fulfilling to you, okay? And when you've got, your evenings or whenever it is that you have time off, during the day or over the weekends, try and make it busy. Try and make, see friends, see family, work on projects that you find good. Perhaps you're trying to learn some new skills. Get some goals for yourself that you're trying to do and keep your schedule pretty busy, okay? And then you won't be then tempted to be always on your phone and messaging too much, okay? So try and create a busy, fulfilling life. And fulfilling is the key word there, okay? So you truly enjoy your day-to-day experience, which is why I said if you don't like your job, then yeah, sure, stay in it so you get the income, but be looking for something better. Try and always be looking for ways to improve your circumstances so you can create an even better life for yourself. It's a good way to go. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com and purchase whichever coaching option works best for you. But I understand that the economy is pretty crap right now, so you can easily coach yourself on the same website, www.christineloveridge.com, and you can read my book totally for free. You don't have to sign up to the website, you don't need to log in, it's just there for you to read on the website. All you need to do is when you go to www.christineloveridge.com, the website is in the description of this video, go to the menu on the website, click on the book, and it'll take you straight to the PDF reader, okay, where you can read it completely for free and you can coach yourself. The only thing is, though, is you may need to read it a bunch of times, and you may want to review the information and read this book maybe like once or twice a year, just to keep the information in your brain. Or if you feel like you're struggling with something, then go back and refer to the book on the website. Okay. Now, if you would like to support me in another way, then you can purchase the physical copy of this book on Amazon. And you can also get the Kindle version as too. The Kindle version is significantly cheaper. And if you do purchase this, the book, then please leave a nice review. And even if it's just to do with the coaching that if I've ever helped you in your videos, from these videos, okay? So if I've ever helped you in some way and you want to leave a nice review from purchasing the book, then that'll be really nice. But of course, like I said, it's not necessary, because everything that's in the Kindle version and the physical copy is on the website. So you don't need to worry too much about that, okay? Because like I said, I know the economy is not good. Some people might not even be able to afford a book, okay? It's that bad. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.